times what we do with the Marine Park people is they work out there, and by the park, although it's not high incidence of violence, it's quality of life. So we'll send the officers out there, and in order to reach the area they patrol, they'll go out there in the scooter or on the bicycle.
Now what they're doing is they're deliberately setting fires. And, I mean, I think that's a 911 call. I think when you see kids, you know, urinating publicly, to me that's a 911 call. I don't want to see them. I mean, they're underage drinking, they're falling on our sidewalks, drunk, these kids are very young. It's just, it's no way to live. I've been there 9 years now, and we never had this issue until about a year ago.
We're going to continue, and like I said, with the summer, I know it's a year-round problem. The summer it tends to get worse, and that's why we increase the officers that we have there in the summer.
Okay, well, the issue I think that Greg brought up is also that problem I had when I call 911. They never know which precinct to send it to. I really don't know if I want to say it's in Marine Park. I don't know what description to give, because no matter what I do, they want to send a 6-1. And I've seen the 6-1 go, and they keep going. They go right by because they don't go inside. Especially because inside the park it's very dark, so they may not see anything.
When you give the location as Marine Park.
But I need to tell them at the basketball court, they always want an address. I won't give my address. So I say, well, Marine Park, between Avenue S and Fillmore on Stewart Street. As soon as I say that, they want to send it to the 6-1.
If you Stewart and Fillmore in the park.
I say the rear of the middle school.
See, the school is actually a 6-1. That's what might be messing them up with that.
I don't know what else to do.
If you tell the Marine Park.
Personally, I tell them to send anybody. I don't care. Just send somebody in there.
But the Marine Park should route that job to the 6-3.
Oh, I see.
So, you know, it's when you're giving them Stewart as to Fillmore, that's coming up as the 6-1. So you can't give them that.
But I need to give them a location. It's quite difficult. I don't know how else to tell them where the issue is actually happening.
If you tell them Marine Park,
I know.
Burnett and Fillmore.
Burnett and Fillmore?
It'll come up as the 6-3. And then if you tell them specifically where in the park, so now the job would be routed to the 6-3 when the officers get it. If you say basketball court, now it'll guarantee the 6-3. The minute you say Stewart and Fillmore, that's going to come up as 6-1.
Okay.
So that should solve that problem.
Just one more thing. This has been ongoing for a long time. I don't mind calling 911, but I'm tired. I'm tired of living this way. Can't you do something like have detail and everything? I mean, we say you have detail, but these issues still come up. I just don't know.
Well, the Marine Park is, if I'm not mistaken, the largest park in Brooklyn?
Oh, that's
City Park.
Largest city park in Brooklyn. So, not larger than Marine Park.
Are you talking the whole?
So the officers that we have there are covering, they go behind the nature reserve. There's a big area that they're covering. They can't be assigned to Stewart Street because the park covers along the whole area. So, you know, they're out there, they're going in the back, they're going into the trails at night, and we get complaints throughout the whole park. But that's why when you see them specifically there, we ask for you to call. You're our eyes and ears. So the regular patrol that's out there is covering the whole area. So your problem on Stewart, so you might see them 3 times during the night. That doesn't mean they're not out there all night. That means that they're not on Stewart Street all night. But,
okay, well, I'm hoping to see you guys out there more. It's less of a problem.
okay.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
My name is Bob Allen, proud Jefferson Beach resident. I'd like to know what the police department, I'd like to know what the police department, 6-1 precinct is going to do about Jefferson Avenue as far as the speeders, the dirt bikes, the on-TVs, speeding up and down the course. As you know, Jefferson Avenue was changed from the 30-mile-an-hour zone to a 25-mile-an-hour zone. It was reduced from 2 lanes going north and south to 1. We had kids riding bicycles, skateboards in the middle of the street. Pedestrians can't cross the street, can't go down the sidewalk because of kids, our kids, who are riding dirt bikes. You know the problem we had in these. I want to know how many more police will be here this summer and what you're going to do about it.
This seems to be an ongoing problem, and The solution is quite difficult. I'll explain why. This past week, we actually had an ATV that we confiscated. It was being loaded up onto a trailer, and that's actually the best time for us to grab these ATVs when we actually find them on the street with nobody on them, or while they're fueling them up. The problem with the ATVs is this with dirt bikes. When the cops try to stop them, they take off. Okay? And the problem is this, that the police department has a vehicle pursuit guidelines. If we're pursuing one of these teenagers, that's what they are, these ATVs and dirt bikes, and they get seriously injured or killed, right? Everybody's going to blame the police force. What I asked when I first came to the 6-1 back in February, and I went to the first Garrettson meeting, is a lot of these kids actually live in Garrettson.
Yes, I know
So
that.
what we wanted to, and what I asked for, if people could call us up anonymously, call the community affairs phone number, and just give us addresses of where these kids reside with these ATVs and dirt bikes. Why? Because we can take a proactive approach by first trying to talk to their parents, and if that doesn't work, we can actually set up outside of their house, wake up the block, and as they come out, before they can even start it up, we can grab it and confiscate it.
Have you gotten any calls?
No.
No calls.
No calls.
We gave him some information right from the meeting.
The meeting we gave you.
What is their address? Okay.
Yeah, I looked into, I get a street to get in. I ran that 3 different ways. I can't find 911 call, you said. Unless you
Community affairs.
All right. What you can do is you can actually talk to my community affairs, you know what I mean, about this. We tried to have a joint operation back in March or April with the Parks Department and the 6-3. When first they had park rangers come down, we had a couple of cops from the 6-1 and a couple of cops from the 6-3 dedicated to that operation. Unfortunately, it was a washout. We're going to have to do something again. I spoke with Parks, and I don't know, it really didn't sound that feasible. What I suggested is maybe put some sort of a turnstile
Yes, you
at the
suggested that.
entrances of, you know what I mean, the park. Like I said, I think it's a good idea. I don't know how feasible it is, you know what I mean, if it can actually be done by Parks.
The kids moved. I had posts set in between the entrances on the ball fields. The kids who were just both out of the ground. We had a 3x3 foot cement block up the end of Garrettson with beaches. The kids literally just moved that whole block.
I mean,
It takes more than just one person doing it.
Yeah.
But that's how they organize themselves.
Is there any way we can get more patrols?
I'll make sure, you know what, I recently added a committed police sergeant, we got an extra sergeant in the precinct. He came from my former command. He works Saturdays, so I'll make sure that he's out there on Saturdays, and we'll see what we can do on Saturdays. I mean, I would say there's probably more or less a weekend problem with the dirt bikes and ATVs.
Mostly on the weekends.
Yeah. Like I said, he'll be at the next meeting, and we'll make sure that he's out
The
on
problem
Saturdays.
is, though, they're riding on the sidewalk. I don't want to stop the kids from having fun. I know you're not supposed to be across the fields. Someone has to enjoy riding a motorcycle. I ride a motorcycle myself. But going on the city streets, on the city sidewalks, it has to be stopped. And we look up to you, gentlemen. Stop. That's all I'm asking you.
I agree, Ryan.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Have you thought about using video cameras? Lock that in, and all they have to do is place it in a couple of easy spots, and then what they do with the cameras that take your license plates. And then just issue summons.
I mean, the police department does have poll cameras. We utilize poll cameras strictly for clients, you know what I mean? You would have a problem of them going through video, identifying these kids, and I mean, you're shaking your head no. So in other words, you have these dirt bikes and ATVs that don't have license plates on them, because they're not licensed vehicles.
No, but you got pictures of the kids, you know what they're wearing, you know what they look like, you got their face.
So basically, I would rely on my police officers to try to identify these kids if they ever see them or smell them in the area.
You see them, and you see they're violating the law, and you got it on video, that would be very useful.
I just don't see, you know what I mean, using poll cameras for that. I mean, you know, we can try to do it with the cops. I don't know about the video thing.
It would save a lot of money.
I know this issue has been discussed quite often over the years, and we really got into a discussion last year, I think at a town meeting with the third bike. And my suggestion was to get social services involved.